Exposed: how a poor maid's heartwarming act saved her billionaire boss from an amazing betrayal. In the heart of downtown Chicago, where the skyline kissed the clouds, Maria hurried through the luxurious halls of a renowned tech firm. Each step echoed a story of sacrifice, hope, and the relentless pursuit of the American dream. She was a first-generation immigrant, a maid, bustling past glass walls and marble floors, her heart beating for her family back home. With every dollar she earned, she sent love and hope wrapped in banknotes, a lifeline for those she left behind. As holiday lights brightened the streets, the firm glistened with cheer. But behind the glittering facade, a storm brewed. Jack, her employer and a tech billionaire, was a man admired by many, yet alone in his lofty tower. The warmth of his laughter was fading, replaced by a palpable tension. Maria felt it deep in her bones, a somber shift in his vibrant spirit, a crack in the image of the man she considered family. She knew Jack better than most. He saw her not just as an employee but as the sister he never had. Her heart ached witnessing his turmoil. "Maria, is everything ready for the event?" He smiled at her, though his eyes betrayed his worries. "Almost, Jack," she replied, a lump forming in her throat. She wanted to ask him, to pull the truth from him, but fear gripped her. What if she uncovered something terrible? The thought of their bond being unraveled made her shiver. "Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen." Now let's continue. Days turned into restless nights as Maria navigated Jack's world, moving among his elite friends who often overlooked her modest upbringing. Yet each encounter reminded her of the gulf that separated them. Doubts swirled in her mind like autumn leaves caught in a storm. "Who am I in a world of wealth?" she whispered to herself, tears blurring her vision. But she remembered her family's sacrifices, the love that brought her to this moment, lighting a fire within her. One fateful evening, while cleaning Jack's office, she stumbled upon a file, carelessly left on his desk. The documents revealed a treacherous plot. A partner, once trusted, planned to ruin Jack's empire for his gain. The realization hit her like lightning. She was at a crucial juncture, but fear enveloped her. What if she lost everything? The whispers of betrayal filled her ears as she wrestled with her conscience. To act or to remain silent? The decision weighed heavily on her heart, each beat urging her towards bravery. Maria resolved to gather proof while juggling the facade of normalcy. Jack's holiday event was just days away, the very moment he planned to announce his latest innovation. The stakes had never been higher, each passing moment stretching thin. Time was slipping away, and she stood at the edge of truth, knowing she could either save her employer or lose herself in fear. The grand celebration awaited, and Jack remained blissfully unaware of the imminent storm, his heart open, yet vulnerable. Maria tightened her grip on the evidence she had, her emotions teetering on the edge of chaos. Would the bonds of loyalty and love be enough to weather this storm? The evening of the event arrived, bright and bustling. The grand hall shimmered under the soft glow of thousands of fairy lights, the scent of pine and cinnamon swirling in the air. Guests arrived in their designer attire, laughter mingling with the sound of clinking glasses. Maria moved through the crowd with purpose, her heart racing amid the excitement. She took a moment to breathe deeply, attempting to absorb the joy surrounding her. Jack was a few feet away, charming guests with his warm smile, completely unaware of the turmoil brewing just beneath the surface. But Maria could feel the weight of the threat looming over him, a dark shadow that threatened to overshadow this radiant occasion. As she served drinks and hors d'oeuvres, her mind raced with every possibility. How could she warn him without causing a scene? Each time their eyes met, she felt a tug of desperation in her chest. He deserved to know the truth, a truth that could shatter his world but also save him from treachery. The moment arrived when Jack stepped onto the stage, the room falling silent in anticipation. His speech was meant to inspire, to uplift, and Maria couldn't help but swell with pride for him. "Thank you all for being here this evening," he began, his voice steady. "Tonight is not just a celebration of our accomplishments but a reminder of the power of innovation and teamwork." He paused, scanning the crowd, and Maria felt him look in her direction. She offered a slight smile, one of encouragement. Just as he was about to continue, her heart skipped as she caught sight of a familiar figure in the back. Marcus, Jack's scheming partner, lurking too closely for comfort. She felt a jolt of panic rush through her. As Jack spoke of new partnerships and future endeavors, Maria's instincts kicked in. She couldn't allow Marcus to undermine everything Jack had built. She swiftly made her way through the crowd, all too aware that time was not on her side. The whispers of betrayal replayed in her head like a haunting melody, urging her toward action. "Excuse me, sir," Maria interrupted Marcus, managing to catch him just before he disappeared into the throngs of guests. "I need your attention. It's important." Marcus turned, eyebrow raised, a smug smile crossing his lips. "The maid has something to say." Ignoring his condescension, she pressed on, determination boiling within her. "There are things you don't want to miss tonight. You need to be with Jack. Trust me." He smirked, eyes narrowing. "Why should I listen to you?" It was clear that he had every intention of brushing her off. "I may be a maid, but I know the truth. Jack is at risk, and whether you care or not, he deserves better than what you've planned," she shot back, her voice steady despite the pulse racing beneath her skin. The certainty in her tone finally piqued his interest. "What do you mean?" he asked, a flicker of apprehension igniting in his eyes. Maria leaned in closer, lowering her voice to a whisper. "You need to come with me. Now." As she led him away from the crowd, she knew this was her chance to protect Jack. Her heart raced with anticipation. Would she be able to prevent the betrayal, or was it already too late? Meanwhile, Jack's voice filled the hall once again, and hope intertwined with dread. Would Maria's courage be enough to tear through the veil of deceit? Maria's pulse quickened as she hurried Marcus through the dimly lit corridors behind the grand hall. The hum of celebration faded, replaced by the thundering of her heart, echoing her apprehension. As they reached a small, secluded room adorned with hastily stacked chairs and a solitary flickering bulb, she turned to face him, eyes wide with urgency. "Please, listen to me," she implored. "Jack is in danger. You need to understand what Marcus is planning." Marcus crossed his arms, his skepticism evident. "You're playing a dangerous game here, Maria. What do you think you know? More than you think." Her voice was firm, and she could feel the gravity of the truth pressing against her. "I overheard a conversation. Marcus is trying to take control of the company, and he's using tonight's event to cut Jack out. It's not just about business, it's personal." He scoffed but didn't remove his gaze from her. Maria drew a deep breath, steeling herself for what she had to reveal next. "He's planning to humiliate Jack in front of everyone, make him look like a fool. And if he can do that, he can take over everything Jack has built." In this dim space, Marcus stared at her, his expression shifting from amusement to concern. "Why would you care? You hardly have a stake in this." "Because I care about Jack," she retorted, her voice breaking slightly. "He's more than just a boss to me. He's someone who deserves the truth and every chance to fight back." For a moment, silence enveloped them. Then Marcus exhaled slowly, his demeanor softening. "You think I'd let him go down without a fight?" "I don't know what you'll do," she said earnestly, "but I do know this: you can't be the man I thought you were if you stand by and let him be destroyed." Marcus's breath hitched, and there was a flicker of realization in his eyes. The truth simmered there, unspoken but palpable. "All right, let us assume you're right, for the sake of argument. What's your plan?" Her spirits lifted slightly. This was the opening she needed. We need to confront him, disrupt his plans before it's too late. I just need you to stand with me when we approach Jack. He needs to know that not everyone is against him. Marcus nodded slowly. Fine. Let us find him. But the moment they stepped out into the hall, the music swelled, and the mood of the party shattered the tension of their exchange. Laughter erupted from a nearby table, but Maria's heart felt heavy. How could she warn Jack without causing panic? Wait, Marcus held up a hand. I need to be careful how I approach this. If word gets to Jack that there's a plot against him, it could cause chaos. Maria bit her lip, considering. We can approach him casually. Just be there as a friend. I'll distract him. If we can just pull him aside, we can sort this out. Okay, let us find the right moment, he said, determination lining his features. They wove back through the crowd, searching for Jack. Each passing moment heightened Maria's anxiety. She could already envision the look on Jack's face when he realized what friends he had in Marcus and her. As they drew closer to the stage where Jack stood, laughing and shaking hands, her breath hitched. Every instinct told her they were about to either save him or open Pandora's box. Then, through the throng, she spotted a familiar silhouette in a striking red dress. It was Jenna, Jack's ex-girlfriend, and she had a look of determination that sent a chill down Maria's spine. Oh no, Maria whispered, knowing this could change everything. What new twists awaited in the confrontation? Would they manage to pull Jack away before disaster struck? Maria felt the chill run down her spine as Jenna glided through the crowd. Memories of the stormy breakup between Jack and Jenna flooded her mind, a whirlwind of passion, heartbreak, and unresolved tension. Jenna looked confident, intent on making her presence known. Maria's heart raced, and a sinking feeling filled her stomach. This wasn't just about Marcus's betrayal anymore, it was about Jenna stirring up old feelings. Marcus, we have to act fast, she urged, grabbing his arm. If Jenna gets to him first, I don't know what she'll say. Stay calm, Marcus replied, though his own eyes darted nervously. Let South stay close. As they moved in closer, Maria fought the urge to bolt. With every step, she reminded herself of the stakes. Jack deserved better than this. They pushed through the throngs of guests, the air thick with laughter and clinking glasses. She could hear snippets of conversation, the merriment all around them grinding against her focus. Finally, they reached the edge of the stage. From this angle, Maria could see Jack flanked by colleagues and admirers, his laughter ringing out. But it didn't match the anxiety gnawing at her. The moment felt fragile, teetering just above chaos. Jenna's approaching him, Marcus murmured. We need to move now. Maria nodded, her mind racing with possibilities. As they crossed into the open space just in front of Jack, she caught a glimmer of focus in his eyes. He noticed them amidst the crowd as Jenna closed in. Jack! Maria called out, raising her hand, hoping to break the bubble of laughter that surrounded him. For a brief second, his warm smile faltered, uncertainty momentarily flashing across his face. Hey, Maria! Jack's voice boomed warmly as he gestured for her to come closer. Relief coursed through her, but it was tinged with urgency. Can we talk? She pressed, glancing sharply at Jenna, who was now inching forward, a smirk curling at the corners of her mouth. Jack hesitated, his brow furrowing as he sensed the tension. Sure, can it wait just a minute? Jenna's here. No. It slipped out before she could stop it. The intensity of her voice drew everyone's attention, including Jack's. We need to talk now, please. Marcus stood beside her, grounding her. He gave Jack a slight nod, but she knew it was still too early to reveal everything. I promise it's important. Jenna's eyes turned icy. Oh, come on, Maria. What could possibly be so important? Her tone was sweet like honey, but it dripped with sarcasm. Maria ignored her. Jack, this is about Marcus. About everything. She felt her pulse rushing in her ears. An inner fury ignited not just against Jenna, but at the entire situation, threatening to unravel everything Jack had built. Jack's expression shifted, attention fully on her. "What are you talking about?" he asked, concern etching his features. Before she could answer, Jenna interjected, stepping closer, her chin tilted defiantly. "You need to let it go, Jack," she said firmly, her eyes flashing. "Some people can't just accept the past." Maria felt Marcus tense beside her, a protective instinct rising to the surface. "We're not talking about the past, Jenna," he said, voice steady. "We're talking about the present and your present actions." Jack blinked in confusion as the tension spiraled. Maria could see the gears turning in his mind as he pieced together unspoken words. Great, now they had all their cards on the table, but what could she say to distract Jack from the impending fallout? Then, without warning, the room dimmed as the lights flickered. Gasps filled the air, as everyone turned their eyes to the stage setting the perfect stage for chaos. "Wait, what is happening?" Jack glanced back. "Jack, please just listen to me." Maria's frantic plea cut through the noise, but an ominous feeling crept back again. With everyone distracted, would Marcus's warning reach Jack in time, or was their plan doomed before it even began? The flickering lights made the moment feel even more tense, and Maria knew they were running out of time. How would she protect Jack from the unexpected storm brewing right before them? The flickering lights settled for a moment, casting erratic shadows that danced across the faces of the crowd. Maria's heart thudded in her chest, a wild drumbeat drowning out all other sounds. Everything hung in the balance. Jenna's smirk widened, feeding off the tension, but Maria wouldn't let fear paralyze her. "Jack, please." She implored again, her voice rising above the excited whispers that swirled through the throng. He glanced back at her, uncertainty etched on his handsome face. The moment stretched, and she could feel Marcus's anxious presence beside her. "Can you do me a favor?" Maria said, trying to keep her tone steady. "Look at me, just for a moment. Listen to what I have to say." She took a deep breath, willing her racing heart to calm. "We need to talk now about Jenna, about everything that's been happening. About Marcus's situation." Jenna scoffed, her laughter slicing through the air. "What situation? Are we really going to waste Jack's time with your wild theories?" Ignoring Jenna's taunts, Maria focused on Jack. "Please, Jack. You need to see the truth before it's too late." A flicker of realization appeared in Jack's eyes, momentarily silencing the crowd. Maria could see him weighing her words, torn between loyalty and confusion. "What are you saying?" he asked quietly, the warmth of his usual demeanor dimming into curiosity and concern. "I'm saying Jenna hasn't been honest," Maria offered, her voice low and urgent. "There's more to all of this. And you deserve to know." She searched his face, praying he would understand. The lights stuttered again, plunging them into momentary darkness before returning with an unsettling brightness. The atmosphere shifted, whispers ebbing into a judgmental silence as all attention fell on Maria once more. "Jenna broke things off with you last time, but she hasn't truly moved on, and this time, she might not be looking for closure," Maria pressed, her heart pounding with a new kind of fear. "She's here for her own reasons." Jenna stepped forward, her voice dripping with sweetness but her eyes betraying a different story. "You really think she cares about you, Jack?" Maria held her ground. "I do." She turned to Jack, mustering every ounce of strength to deliver her message. "I care about you." A flicker of indecision crossed Jack's face, and it felt as if the air had been sucked out of the room. Maria could feel the weight of Jenna's hostility, a palpable tension that surged as the crowd held its collective breath. "Then do a favor for yourself," Jenna interjected, her voice sharpening to an icy edge. "Step back. You have no idea what you're getting involved in." Or maybe you're the one who doesn't understand, Marcus volleyed back, stepping in front of Maria, his protective instinct flaring up. Maybe it's time to show everyone your true colors, Jenna. The moment hung between them like a fragile piece of glass, both beautiful and ready to shatter. Maria's pulse raced as she waited for Jack's response, searching his eyes for any sign of understanding or belief. Would he choose to listen to her, or would Jenna's magnetic pull ensnare him once more? With the tension escalating, the unexpected happened. Jack shook his head, eyes darting between Maria and Jenna, as if deciding something monumental. "I need to know the truth," he murmured finally, resolute. But then, something outside the chaos caught Maria's attention, a commotion near the entrance. A figure rushed forward, breathless, drawing the eyes of everyone in the room. "Jack! Wait!" It was Olivia, his sister, and she looked terrified. What news could she possibly bring that would shift the tide again? Olivia pushed her way through the throng, panic etched across her face. Her breaths came out in rapid bursts, chest heaving like she'd run a mile. "Jack! You have to listen to me." All eyes were now glued to her, the earlier tension morphing into a different kind of suspense. Maria's heart raced alongside Olivia's frantic energy. She scanned the crowd, afraid of what this might mean. "What is it, Olivia?" Jack asked, stepping toward his sister, worry blending with confusion. It's about Jenna." Olivia's voice trembled, but her eyes blazed with urgency. "You need to know that she's not who she says she is." Gasps rippled through the crowd like wildfire. Maria felt a surge of hope, but it was quickly chased by a wave of dread. What could Olivia possibly reveal that would change everything? Jenna's expression hardened, her perfectly crafted facade cracking just enough to show a glimpse of the turmoil beneath. "Olivia, this has nothing to do with you. Stay out of it." "Wrong!" Olivia shouted, her voice rising above the noise. "It has everything to do with me. I found something that connects Jenna to everything, these strange occurrences, the changes in your company, Jack, everything." Fear spiked in Maria's chest. She could hardly breathe as the words hung in the air like a thunderstorm ready to break. Jack's hands clenched into fists, uncertainty flaring in his eyes. "I don't care what you think you found, Olivia," Jenna retorted, her cool demeanor faltering. "You don't know anything." The crowd surged forward, leaning in on the conversation. Each whisper created a whirlwind of speculation. Maria's mind raced with possibilities. She pictured how Jenna had manipulated them all, the little lies woven into half-truths. "Please, just tell him," Maria urged, stepping forward, desperation seeping into her voice. "You can't let her keep playing these games. Jack deserves to know the truth." Jack looked from Jenna to Olivia, confusion swirling in his blue eyes. "Olivia, what is going on?" Olivia took a deep, steadying breath, her resolve shining through. "I hacked into her email. There are plans to undermine your entire business, Jack. She's in cahoots with someone from the outside, trying to take you down." The crowd erupted into murmurs, shock rippling through the people as they processed Olivia's explosive claim. Jenna's face morphed into anger, a fierce determination flushing her cheeks. "You're lying." She spat, her composure slipping further. "No." Olivia shot back, voice fierce. "Look for yourself, you'll see the emails, the collaborations. Jenna has been playing both sides this entire time." Maria saw the wall around Jack begin to crumble. "Jenna, is it true?" he implored, hurt flashing across his features for the first time. The smirk on Jenna's face faltered. In that moment it was as if the darkness closed in around her, leaving her exposed to the shocked gazes in the room. "I can explain," she stammered, but the words felt weak, empty. "You don't get to explain," Maria interjected, each syllable dripping with resolve. "You had your chance." Jack stood frozen, torn between the betrayal unraveling around him and the hope that somehow, they could still salvage this moment. He glanced between Maria and Jenna, searching for answers. A silence fell over the crowd, the collective breath held as everyone awaited Jack's reaction. Could this be the moment they all dreaded? Then, bursting through the silence, Olivia's phone buzzed with an incoming message, drawing everyone's attention. "Wait!" she exclaimed, looking down. "It's from Mom. She says we have to meet her right away. There's something about the family, something important." Jack's face paled, a fresh wave of concern washing over him as dread settled in. What could this new revelation possibly lead to? Olivia's heart raced as she read and reread her mother's message, the words feeling like daggers in her stomach. "We need to go now," she urged, anxiety threading through her voice. The earlier confrontation faded, replaced by something thicker, heavier. Jenna stood frozen, her expression morphing between defiance and confusion. What could she possibly want, she muttered, her bravado beginning to slip. Jack's hands trembled at his sides, and he turned to Maria, seeking reassurance in her eyes. "Do you think it's related to all this?" Maria nodded slowly, stomach churning. She glanced around, the crowd now an electrified mass of curiosity and speculation. Everybody was whispering, their gazes darting between Olivia, Jack, and the still fuming Jenna. "Let us just go," Olivia pleaded, desperation creeping into her voice. "If Mom says it's important, we can't wait." Jack took a step forward, pushing through the throng, and Olivia followed closely. Silence enveloped them as those left behind leaned closer, straining to uncover the secrets swirling like fog. The air felt thick with anticipation as they stepped out into the cool evening. Maria caught up to Jack, her heart pounding. "Are you okay?" He shrugged, glancing back at the crowded room, visibly shaken. "I just don't understand any of this. Jenna, I thought she was the one." Maria placed a comforting hand on his arm. "You'll figure it out. We'll figure it out." She wrestled with her own doubts, wishing she could soothe the fears spiraling through her mind. They climbed into Jack's car, the tension inside the vehicle almost suffocating. Olivia took a deep breath, her resolve hardening. "When we get there, we need to stick together. I don't know what Mom has planned, but it's crucial we hear her out." Jack nodded, his expression a mix of determination and trepidation. As he started the engine, Maria shot another glance at Olivia. Who knew what more lies lurked in the shadows? Would their mother's revelations tie everything together or pull them further apart? The ride to their mother's house felt quicker than it should have, and with each turn, a knot twisted tighter in Maria's stomach. They approached the quaint house where they'd grown up, its familiarity offering little comfort now. As Jack parked, Olivia jumped out first, her energy barely contained. But Maria hesitated. "Are you sure this is a good idea?" she asked softly, struggling to find her courage. Jack turned to her, sincerity shining via his troubled eyes. "No. But we owe it to ourselves and to each other. We need the truth." They walked toward the front door, Olivia's hand raised to knock, but it swung open before she could touch it. Their mother, eyes wide with urgency, beckoned them in. Once inside, the warmth wrapped around them like a familiar blanket, but Maria felt anything but comfortable. "Mom, what is going on?" Olivia pressed, their mother's gaze flickered to each of them, the worry in her expression wild. "We need to talk about Jenna," she blurted out. "And something much more significant than you can imagine." A chill ran down Maria's spine. The brisk air outside seemed to follow her in, swirling as impatience washed over the room. Jack took a deep breath, ready to confront whatever lay ahead. "What do you know?" "More than I ever wanted," their mother replied, her voice filled with weighty foreboding. "Something from our past, it's coming back to haunt us, and Jenna is at the center of it." The words hung heavily in the air, and Maria's stomach twisted again. She leaned closer, drawn into the magnetic pull of curiosity and fear. What dark secrets had remained hidden for so long, and how would they grapple with the truth this time? Just then, Jack's phone buzzed. Another message. An unexpected visitor? Maria's breath hitched as he checked it, then froze. It's Jenna. She's coming here. Suddenly, everything shifted once more. The room felt charged, each second ticking forward into a destiny they couldn't escape. What would happen when she arrived? Maria's heart raced again, louder now, echoing the tension in the room. She could practically hear the thumping of Jack's pulse beside her. Jenna was coming, and with her, she would undoubtedly bring a storm of revelations they weren't prepared for. Jenna, Olivia whispered, her eyes widening. Why would she come here? Their mother's expression twisted with worry, fingers ringing together. I told you, it's not just about Jenna. There are things, all sorts of things we buried. But it's coming back for us. The weight of her words set the room aglow with unease. Jack stepped back slightly, the realization hitting him hard. What do you mean? What could she possibly have to do with our past? Everything, their mother answered, her voice trembling. Jenna carries secrets. Secrets I hoped would stay buried. Just then, the sound of tires crunching on the gravel outside made everyone flinch. Jack's phone buzzed again. It's her. She's here, he said, glancing at the screen in shock. Stay calm, Maria demanded, though her voice betrayed her. Her fingers clenched into fists as fear danced along her spine. Olivia shook her head, panic creeping in. What if this is more than we can handle? What if she is here to hurt us? As if silenced by fate, the front door creaked open, revealing Jenna, silhouetted against the fading twilight. The earlier defiance from their last encounter was gone, replaced by an uncertainty that mirrored their own. Her eyes swept the room, landing on Olivia. When Olivia stepped forward, it felt both brave and foolish, a gamble made in a moment of impulse. Jenna, she started, voice barely a whisper, we need to talk. We have to understand what's happening. Jenna swallowed hard, hesitating in the doorway, as if gathering strength. You don't know the half of it, she replied, voice shaken. I'm here to explain everything. The atmosphere crackled with anticipation, the silence almost deafening. Jack shifted uneasily beside Maria, and she caught his gaze. Was this even the right move? Did they trust her? Then come in, their mother said, her tone urging but laced with caution. Don't keep us in the dark any longer. Jenna stepped inside, the door clicking shut behind her like a guillotine. Suddenly, the four of them were sealed together in a room thick with memories and secrets, as heavy as the old wooden beams overhead. Start talking, Jack urged, leaning forward slightly, eyes locked onto Jenna. What had she come to reveal? What revelations would spill out with the floodgates wide open? Blinking rapidly, Jenna looked each of them in the eye. You have to understand. I didn't just appear in your lives randomly, she stammered, breaking under the surface of the moment. Your family, you don't know what you're connected to. What do you mean? Maria pressed, feeling the pressure build like a pot left on the stove too long. Your mom, she's tied to something powerful and dangerous. And I was brought here to make it right. But it could cost us everything, including our lives. A wave of nausea washed over Maria as she processed Jenna's words. This was bigger than anything they had faced before. Bigger than a mere relationship gone wrong. Wait. You can't drop that bombshell and not explain, Olivia interjected, her eyes dark with confusion and fear. What do you mean by dangerous? What are we talking about? The air grew colder, as if reality itself held its breath. Jenna's face contorted with urgency and fear. You have a right to know, but can you handle the truth? As those words hung in the air, Maria felt her pulse quicken. Would the truth bring them closer, or tear them apart forever? Just then, the flickering lights overhead buzzed, as if reflecting the chaos brewing within. What was about to unfold would change everything they thought they knew, and as each second passed, the question loomed larger than the last: were they ready to face whatever shadows lay ahead? Jenna took a deep breath, her eyes darting around the room like a trapped animal searching for an exit. "It's about a legacy," she said, her voice strained. "Something your mother was part of, something your family swore to protect. But now that burden has passed down to you." Olivia stepped back, her head shaking in disbelief. "No. This sounds insane. We're just normal people, Jenna. What kind of legacy?" Maria felt the walls closing in, the years of ordinary life suddenly feeling like a thin veneer over something much darker. "What kind of danger are we talking about?" she asked, desperate for clarity. Her heart pounded in a rhythm that matched the rising tension in the air. "Your family is connected to an ancient pact," Jenna explained, her hands trembling as she spoke. "It's something that goes back generations. And there are people powerful, dangerous people who are trying to reclaim what they believe belongs to them." Jack frowned, confusion mixing with fear. "What do they want? And what's our part in this?" "Everything," Jenna answered, her voice raw. "Your family was supposed to keep this secret safe. But someone broke the oath. Someone is going to come after you. They'll stop at nothing." Maria felt her knees weaken. She glanced at her mother, whose face paled further with every word. "Why didn't you tell us? Why wait until now?" She could barely comprehend the weight of betrayal interwoven with the fear tightening around them. "I didn't know at first," Jenna replied, anguish spilling into her tone. "I thought it was gone. But things began to happen. I started receiving messages, warnings. Then, I found out you were all at risk." The room fell silent, each of them grappling with the revelation. Maria could feel every heartbeat reverberating as if they were all sinking to a new, urgent reality. "Who's coming for us?" Olivia asked, a tremor in her voice. "What do they want with our family?" "I don't know exactly," Jenna admitted, guilt washing over her features. "But I do know one thing, they won't just take what they're owed. They'll destroy anyone who gets in their way." There was a collective intake of breath as fear settled into every corner of the room, thick and suffocating. Maria felt dread crawl up her spine. Every instinct in her body screamed at her to flee, yet she knew they couldn't run from what was brewing just beyond the surface. "So what do we do?" Jack's voice snapped through the tension. "We can't just sit here and wait for something to happen." Jenna looked at each of them, determination sparking in her eyes, though it flickered like a candle in the wind. "We need to gather the pieces. We have to learn the truth about your family's past. Only then can we protect ourselves. Only then can we fight." Amidst the encroaching darkness, Maria felt a flicker of something else: resolve. They couldn't go down this way. Not without fighting back. "We'll do it together," Maria said, a surge of adrenaline riding her words. "We've faced challenges before. This is just another one." Jenna nodded, a hesitant smile barely breaking through her fear. "Good. But we need to be quick. Time is running out." A sudden crash echoed from outside, breaking their moment of fragile hope. The window rattled, and Maria turned toward the sound, instinct screaming at her that the danger was no longer just lurking in the shadows. What had they just awakened? "Stay close," Jack whispered as the tension returned, more palpable than before. They all shared a look, a silent promise to stand together. As they prepared to brace for whatever lay ahead, the flickering lights dimmed to a nervous glow, embodying the uncertainty that loomed over them. Were they truly ready for the truth? Or would it shatter everything they held dear? An ominous knock echoed through the house, drawing them into a state of frozen dread. "Who's there?" Maria whispered, stepping closer to her siblings, knowing that the answer might change everything. As the knock reverberated through the room, a heavy silence followed, filled only by the sound of their collective breaths. Maria felt a jolt of adrenaline course through her veins. Jack's eyes locked onto hers, filled with a mix of fear and determination. They were woven tightly, bound together by the looming uncertainty that now defined their existence. "Should we check?" Olivia whispered, her voice trembling. Jack nodded, steeling himself. "We have to know." He stepped toward the door, every movement deliberate, carrying the weight of their family's past on his shoulders. Maria's heart raced as the seconds stretched, each moment amplifying the tension simmering in the air. Jack gripped the doorknob tightly, took a deep breath, and flung open the door. Standing there was a tall man, dressed in dark clothing, eyes sharp and piercing. He looked like he had stepped out of a shadow, a cold presence among the warm light of their home. "I'm looking for Jenna," he announced, voice low and chilling. Jenna stiffened, her gaze darting between the man and the family. "I don't know you," she asserted, though her tone hinted at fear she tried to mask. The man stepped closer, exuding an air of authority. "You shouldn't have come back, Jenna," he warned, his expression enigmatic. "The pact is still binding. You know that. Return what's been taken, and you leave this family unscathed." Maria's breath hitched, recognition dawning. "What are you talking about?" She stepped forward, her heart pounding like a drum. "What do you want with her?" The man's eyes shifted to Maria, and he smirked slightly, as if her confusion amused him. "This isn't any of your business, Maid," he retorted, with a dismissive wave, but Maria refused to flinch. "She's my friend, and if you're threatening her, it's very much my business." The man's brow furrowed at her words, her steadfastness seemed to draw attention to the tension brewing within him. "Brave of you," he said, almost mockingly. "But this family has a generations-long legacy, one you know nothing about. That's why we need to know. Stop dodging the question. What is the pact?" Olivia emphasized, stepping forward to stand beside Maria. The two girls shared a moment of solidarity, their courage locking them into a fearless alliance that he tilted his head. "The pact protects a powerful artifact," he explained, the promise of danger lacing his voice. "You carry the legacy, and Jenna has disturbed its slumber. If you want answers, you'd better be prepared for the truth and the consequences that come with it." Jack's hands clenched into fists, anger boiling within him. "Get out. You'll not frighten us into submission." "Ah, but I am not the one to fear," the man replied ominously. "You should worry about those who will come after you. Power is a hungry thing, and many are seeking what belongs to you." With those words, a flicker of uncertainty danced in the air. Maria exchanged glances with Olivia, then Jenna, a silent understanding passing between them. This was no ordinary confrontation, they were at the brink of something vast and precarious. "Leave us," Jenna commanded, a new edge of strength coating her voice. "You don't scare me. I know what I need to do." The man studied her, a flicker of respect mingling with intrigue. "We'll see if you discover the truth before it's too late." He turned, slipping back into the shadows from which he came, leaving a stunned silence lingering as the door swung shut. "Who was that?" Jack murmured, still processing. "I don't know," Jenna admitted, "but he's right. There are forces at play far beyond our understanding. But we can't let fear take over," Maria chimed in, her heart swelled with newfound resolve. "We face it together, right? We dig deeper into the past, uncover the truth. Whatever it takes." Jenna met Maria's fierce gaze, admiration swirling in her expression. "You'll stand by me even with this chaos unfolding?" "Absolutely," Maria asserted, the warmth of camaraderie igniting within her. "I'll do it too," Jack added, stepping forward, his voice steady. "We stand as a family. We can't let anyone dictate our future," he declared, a fierce glimmer in his eyes. As they huddled close, Maria felt a sense of unity envelop them, stronger than any fear or darkness lurking in the shadows. Together, they would unravel what had been bound by secrets and time. They would confront their legacy with courage and determination. The darkness that had threatened to suffocate them now felt like a challenge to rise above. The road ahead would be tough, but they were fueled by love, loyalty, and family ties that could never be broken. "Let us get to work," Olivia said, her voice tinged with determination. "We uncover the truth about our family, dead or alive." With that, the remnants of doubt melted away as they set forth on their new mission. Together, Jenna proclaimed, an inspiring fire igniting within her. As they stepped out into the night, Maria felt the energy shift. Each breath filled her with new purpose, the promise of reclaiming their own destiny brightly illuminating the path ahead. Now, it was time to confront whatever shadows lay waiting in the wings. They were ready to take on whatever came their way, united in heart and spirit. And so, the journey to reclaim their legacy began, a fierce group against the encroaching unknown, a new chapter filled with resolve and unbreakable bonds. But before stepping too far into the depths, Maria turned back, the memories of the past melding with their bright ambitions for the future, and she whispered to the universe, "We're not giving up." Together, they were ready to take on any storm that challenged them, a family forged against the darkness of destiny, prepared to fight for their place and their truth. Now, if you've made it to the end, there is something important I need you to do. You need to subscribe now to not miss the next exclusive stories. This is the moment to show your support. Hit that subscribe button. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and help bring more stories like this to life. Comment below your reactions and feelings about the ending. I want to hear from you, and don't wait not even one more second to share this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation. Let us make sure everyone can join us on this incredible journey.